Hello all, so I'm thinking today I'm going to do a video about free will and God being all-knowing at the same time, and how I find they contradict. So the main problem is God's all-knowingness is like predestiny. Uh, his knowledge of your life records every single step you're going to take through this life, every path you're going to take, the winding road that you're going to live through life, and its final destination. And this is a problem because free will, you're facing a fork in the road, and you got a choice between A or you got a choice between B. And predestiny over here, God's all-knowingness, knows you're going to choose A. And so when you're facing this, you're choosing between these two options here. You already know that you're going to choose, or God already knows you're going to choose A. Therefore, there is actually no possible way you can choose B. Now, you might feel from your own perspective that you're free will choosing A, but you had no option to choose B, because to choose B would to contradict this predestined complete knowledge of your life that your God would have, and thus your life can only follow along this path. You might feel like you're traveling this path via your own will, but that's not possible, because you cannot deviate from the path that God already knows you're going to travel. And this is why your idea of free will and God being all-knowing, knowing who you're going to marry, who your kids are going to be, how you're going to die, and the results of that, the afterlife, if there is such a thing. Your view is that God knows every one of those facts of who you're going to marry, who your kids are going to be exactly, your death, how it's going to happen, and where you're going to end up. Your view of God being all-knowing is that He knows that before time. Now, there's some people that try and cloud this a little bit by saying, well, God is, He knows all the paths, but there's a problem with that. See, the problem is God, even if He knew all the paths, that if you did choose B, He knows as part of His all-knowingness that you're not going to choose B. So the fact that He would know what would happen if you did choose B is then irrelevant, because He already knows, besides what the paths, the choices are, He knows which choice you're going to make, thus making the choice B and any subsequent choices that would have been affected by choosing B irrelevant, because He already knows you're going to choose A. So you're still left with this problem of free will and God being all-knowing. There is no way to not travel the exact path that God knows you're already going to travel. And now, realize that I'm an atheist, and so as I'm saying this, I'm talking hypothetically here, if a God would exist that is all-knowing. I don't believe such a God to exist. I have not seen any evidence to make me think otherwise, and that is why I hold my belief. It's not an assertion, just getting it out there so someone can, someone doesn't come along and say, well, you don't know there is no God. No, I don't know there is no God, but I have no reason to think there is. So I think that's about it here. Have a good day. See you next time.